Hello and welcome to another video. So today I am finally answering your questions which I asked you to submit last time in my Q&A announcement video. So without further ado, let's just get into you guys' questions. Also, a little disclaimer, I'm sorry if I don't get to your question. It's either because someone else had already asked it and I already answered it, or because I simply didn't see it or did not have any more time to answer the questions. So let's go. By the way, thank you all so much for asking questions. I am so thankful to have you guys here, and yeah, it really meant a lot to me. Question from Giraffe Guy Studios. Who is your number one character of all time, books, movies, or show? And that would have to be our beloved Percy Jackson. I'm sorry, I've been hung up on his character since I first read about him when I was around 13 years old, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Meki Gaming asks, do you like Harry Potter novel or Percy Jackson novel? And I'm guessing it's asking me which one I like better, and obviously Percy Jackson, that's what my whole channel is based on, but I have read all the Harry Potter books and I did like them at the time. It was a long time ago, so I would have to reread them to tell you if I still like them, but just so you know, I do not support anything that J.K. Rowling stands for. Okay, I'm sorry if I mispronounce anyone's name. It's not meant as any kind of disrespect, it's just me struggling. So we have another question from Agni Dutta, and their questions is, do you follow the Marvel fandom? I most definitely do. Which Greek or Roman god or goddess are you according to your personality? Now, I've thought about this for a while, like a long while, and although I would love to be Athena, sometimes I feel like I have a lot of Hermes traits because he is kind of like the trickster of the Greek pantheon, the god of thieves, the god of travel, and stuff like that, so I feel like I could be Hermes.
Obviously I would want to be Poseidon, but not Poseidon if he had anything to do with his actual myths, because real actual mythology-wise, Poseidon is horrible.
And if you had to choose Mermix instead of normal ants or having to be Calypso, what would you choose? I would answer Calypso because honestly I'm a hermit. I'm a very intense introvert, so having my own island and having special powers would be great. The only bad thing is that you only get guy visitors. So it's like, even I'd get bored, honestly. Maybe if I got girl visitors instead, I would choose Calypso, but since they're guy visitors, I am going to choose having Mermix instead of normal ants. Silvermoon O asks, if you could choose a demigod parent, who would you pick? And I honestly would love to be Reina's daughter because I feel like she would be an incredible mom. I don't know why. She just gives me that vibe. Like, maybe she doesn't want children, but if she had them, she would be the best mom and the coolest mom. So I want her. Maybe she would be like a cooler aunt than a mom, but I don't know. McKenna Bright asks, who's the best character in Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Now this is a very nuanced question because who's the best character objectively, or who do I think is the best character, or who is my favorite character? See, you could interpret this a lot of different ways.
In terms of best character overall, Appa, 100%. He's just the best character arc, incredible. He has one of the best episodes in the whole show, and he's always there for the team, and he's always like saving the day, so Appa is definitely the best character. And in terms of my favorite character, I don't know, honestly, I love the whole gang. Sokka is always like there in the back of my mind because he's definitely the type of character that I always like best in shows and books, but I don't know, I've never been able to like 100% truthfully answer this question. So honestly, I'm kind of in love with Katara. I am sorry if I butcher your name, I truly am, but Divya Nagarajan asks, and favorite series of all time, Percy Jackson. Sarah L27 asks, do you think you're more Roman or Greek? I don't know, honestly. Good question. I want to side with the Greeks because they're more like free, but they're also, I don't know, they're not very well organized like the Romans are, but ultimately I want to think I'm more Greek, even though I'm very disciplined and very well organized, but I don't know, I like the freedom that the Greek camp offers more than the one in the Roman camp. McKenna Bright asks another question, and that is, who is your best friend? Now, I've already talked about my best friend in another video, and that is my first unboxing, and that is my best friend, Brooke Berry. Brooke, I love you, I hope you're watching this, and yeah, you're my best friend. Okay, McKenna, you're also my best friend. Obviously, I love you, and I can't wait to see you sometimes, hopefully in the near future. Okay, Calvin Nerd, amazing name by the way, asks a lot of questions, so let's try to do a lightning round. Okay, first of all, I don't know if people asked this yet, but favorite canon Riordanverse ship, obviously Percabeth. Follow-up question, favorite non-canon Riordanverse ship. And they say theirs is Blitzstone, which I don't agree with because I'm pretty sure that's basically canon at this point, so that's a great canon ship. But non-canon wise, Clarice and Selena, they just have like something there that I wanted to be explored. Okay, question number 3. Zodiac sign, I am a Sagittarius. Favorite meme? Right now, I like the dog in the room where everything's on fire. He's just like, this is fine, because that describes 2020. And then we have favorite nation in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know if I can choose one. I consider myself a firebender, but that's definitely not my fire nation, at least like when Avatar: The Last Airbender is centered, you know, those years, like not very good. But I would choose, I think I really like the Southern Water Tribe, and if not them, the Air Nomads are super cool. Next question, if you could be friends with anyone in a fandom, who would they be?
And I don't know how to interpret this. Is this like a fictional character or like a person who's very active in a fandom? So if I could be friends with anyone like who's a fictional character, honestly, Stal Stalinsky is, I want to be his friend. I love him. And if it had to be like a person present in a fandom, it would be Virya, because she's an incredible fan artist and I would really love to meet her and like thank her for everything.
And last question, do you ever read fanfics? Yes, I do. Honestly, I haven't read a lot of Percy Jackson fanfiction because I read fanfiction when I don't feel 100% satisfied with how a book is going or how a book series ended. So, for example, if I'm not satisfied with the canon ship, then I find a fanfic that gives me what I wanted to happen in the book that just isn't canon, or if I didn't like the ending, or if I didn't like a character death, or something like that. I do look for fanfics that have my favorite ships in them, but honestly, I just gravitate to them more if they're not canon, since normally I am satisfied with what's canon. Ambrosia Sketches asks, if you could date any book character, who would it be? And there's like so many people on this list, but honestly, I don't know if I can choose any of them because the people I'm in love with the most, I ship them so hard with someone else that I wouldn't want to get in the way of their relationship. So this is like a conundrum for me. So I can't honestly answer this because even though I'm in love with them, I'm in love with their love to someone else so much more. What's your favorite color? My favorite color is blue. And which do I prefer, dogs or cats? I prefer dogs. They're my favorite and I love them so much, and I have 2 of them. Which leads us to a question by the North Remembers, who asks me to introduce my dogs. I'll leave pictures of them here. I would love to show you them in this video, but right now it's kind of rainy and they're super wet, so they're outside, so just be satisfied with these pictures. This is Max and this is Coda. Time and Chance asks, where would you like to travel post-COVID? And honestly, it's not so much about the where, but it's so much about with who. And I want to go to New York because that's where my 2 best friends are going to be living for like the next couple of months. So I really want to visit them because the last time we actually saw each other was summer 2018. And that is like inconceivable. So I really want to be able to see them this year. So fingers crossed. What combination of Avatar, The Last Airbender character, and Percy Jackson character are you? Now, me and my friend McKenna thought about this the other day, and I think I'm a combination of Zuko's most awkward face and Leo Valdez. And my friend McKenna thinks I'm a combination of Zuko and Percy Jackson. So, I don't know. You decide. Fifi asks, DC or Marvel, and honestly, I'm really into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I don't read their comics that often, but I really enjoy DC comics, and I am enjoying the movies they've put out so far. Honestly, some of my favorite superhero movies are the new Tom Holland Spider-Man, obviously the Avenger ones, and most of all, Wonder Woman, Birds of Prey, and Shazam. I love those movies so much. John Lawrence asked, how are you? And honestly, I am touched. Thank you so much. I am doing well. I'm struggling through this pandemic because obviously COVID-19 ruined all my 2020 plans. But in the end, this channel came out of it, so at least there's something good. Isabel Taylor asks, what are some of your favorite LGBTQ plus books? And I'm going to try to not pick any books that spoils a LGBTQ plus character coming out. So some of my favorite LGBTQ plus books are The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Red, White, and Royal Blue, What If It's Us, Carry On, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and the graphic novel series Heartstopper. Sabrina Hankey asks, what's your favorite book genre? And honestly, I'm not sure. I love sci-fi, fantasy, and urban fantasy. I'm gonna butcher your name again, so I'm super sorry. I'm so sorry, because literally this is so hypocritical of me. But Divya Nagarajan, I'll promise you the next time I will look up how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. But they ask, what's your name? And this is where the hypocritical part comes in. I have a Spanish name. People who are native English speakers and only speak English commonly cannot pronounce my name. And it's not a horrible mispronunciation, it's just one part of my name, but it kind of irks me. So I don't want to tell you just yet.
I don't know, it's not like you guys would be saying it to my face, but I have a name complex, so I'll tell you guys for now that it starts with the letter C, and maybe when we get to 500 subscribers or more, I'll reveal my name. So stay tuned for my name reveal, and let me know down in the comments what you think my name is.
Okay, Megan Bell is coming up with 5 questions, so let's go. Number 1, how did you get into the Rick Riordan books? And that's easy. I fell in love with the Hunger Games trilogy, and I was scouring the web to find fan art, and back then I really loved watching video edits of my favorite couples, so I was watching one of those and I found this amazing fan artist, Birch Bug, and I followed her into her DeviantArt page, and when I saw her Percy Jackson fan art, I just fell in love with it. It was so beautiful, and I was just like, what is that? And I just looked it up. It was Percy Jackson. Then I was like, I think my sister has those, and she did have them in Spanish, so I just read the 5 of them during exam weeks, and I could not be happier about that decision. Question number 2 is, if you were allowed to choose between Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Heroes of Olympus, and Trials of Apollo, which one would you pick? So I think this refers to which one's my favorite, and that would have to be the first series, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Number 3, did you think hard about starting the channel, or did you one day just wake up and say, I'm going on YouTube? It was kind of a mix of them. I started my channel right after Rick Riordan announced that there was going to be a Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief live action adaptation on Disney+. The next day, I woke up and I was like, I want to make a PowerPoint stating what needs to be incorporated about these characters in this show. And then when I saw the PowerPoint, I was like, what am I going to do with this? So I just narrated it and slapped it on a YouTube video and call it a day. And that's why I started my YouTube channel, honestly, because Rick saved 2020. Number 4 is fave male and female characters in any of your fandoms. And I can't choose just one, so let me give you a list. Fave male characters:
Percy Jackson, Edward Elric, Styles, Hinata, and Robin. And female characters would be Annabeth Chase, Hawkeye, Artemis Crook, and Lydia Martin. I have so many more, but that's my top.
And finally, do you think that the Percy Jackson original movies could be good if they changed the names and stuff? So I've seen you specifically talk about the Percy Jackson movies before and how you think they're actually good, but I think you mean that they're not good as adaptations, but good as a movie. So I kind of agree with you. I think as a movie, the Lightning Thief movie is good, objectively, but as an adaptation, it's pretty shit. On the other hand, I don't agree with you in terms of the Sea of Monsters movie. I think as an adaptation, it's horrible, and as a movie, I would have to rewatch it, but from what I remember, it's not that good. I think if they changed the names and if they didn't try to call it a Percy Jackson adaptation, the first movie would be a very, very good movie, and the second movie would just be meh. I don't know if you agree with me or not. Monkey D. Luffy asks, the Canes or Magnus Chase, and I actually like Magnus Chase better. I think mainly because I really related to Magnus Chase as a main character. For some weird reason, I don't actually know why because I read it so long ago, but yeah, I really related to him for some reason. Then your friendly fangirl asks, are you in the Harry Potter fandom? I have read Harry Potter and I really, really enjoy Harry Potter, but I don't know if I'm in the fandom. If so, what do you think would happen if the Stoll brothers met the Weasley twins? Honestly, I would want to see that happening in real life because it would be such a chaotic combination. I don't know, I think it would be so fun to watch or to read, so if someone wants to write a fanfiction, let me know down below. Okay, I think we're getting to the end of this video, but Marquita Lafayette asks a lot of questions, so let's try to do another lightning round. Number 1, what's your favorite Rick Riordan verse book? And I think that would have to be Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian. Number 2, do you read Rick Riordan Presents book? If not, I recommend the Aru Shah books. And honestly, the first Aru Shah book is the only Reed Riordan book I have ever read. I liked it, but I thought it was a little bit too much middle grade for me, so I don't think I'm gonna read more Reed Riordan Presents. Number 3, weird question, but is a hot dog a sandwich in your opinion?
In my opinion, this is a very important and controversial question for someone who is American, because someone who is Spanish would never even think to debate this question. Obviously, a hot dog is not a sandwich. A sandwich needs 2 breads and then something in between. A hot dog is a hot dog.
Number 4, do you know the Hamilton musical? I know it, and I love it, and I know basically all the lyrics by heart. Number 5, do you watch the Arrowverse TV shows?
I watched most of Arrow, but I just stopped watching, I think after season 5 or 6. I watched most of Flash, again, stopped watching after seasons 3 or 4. I watched Supergirl until season 2, I think, and I watched season 1 of Legends of Tomorrow. I was really into them, for my first couple of years of college, but then, they got to be so much that I just, fell out of watching them for, 6 months, and then there was too much content that I could never get back into it.
Number 7, who's your favorite Heroes of Olympus character? And obviously I love Percy and Annabeth, but if I couldn't pick them, I would choose Leo Valdez, although you know that I'm very, very salty about what he did. Number 8, what's your favorite song? And I think as of now that would have to be Clap by 17, but I don't know, I have a lot of favorites. Number 9, are you okay during quarantine? And thank you for asking, because it depends on the day really. I am safe and I am very, very privileged to live where I live and have been able to survive so easily through the pandemic, but it's hard sometimes, guys. The pandemic ruined all of my plans for 2020, so sometimes I just think about what my life could have been if there had been no pandemic, and I'm just well, shit. Number 10, another question, is cereal soup?
And that's, I have to say, another very American question. No, cereal, it's not soup, it's cereal. Especially if you eat cereal by itself. It would have to be cereal with milk in order to be called soup. But obviously not.
Then number 11, what's the most ridiculous fact you know? And the most ridiculous fact I know is that Percy Jackson has only been adapted once, and that is in an incredible musical, and nobody has heard about it. Please go listen to the Percy Jackson The Lightning Thief musical because it's incredible, and for a first adaptation of the source material, it's impressive and it's great. Number 12, what part of a kid's movie completely scarred you? And honestly, I could just say the whole of Pinocchio because that movie is traumatic. Then Jules Lawson also has a couple of questions. So number 1, who's your godly parent? I say Athena, the world, and the Rick Riordan quizzes, says Apollo. Number 2, PJ characters you think could be LGBTQ+. Honestly, I think most of them have been confirmed as canon by Rick Riordan, but I think Clarice and Selena were lesbian lovers. I think that Reina is either aromantic or asexual or both. I think Talia is also one of those things, maybe just asexual or something else. Oh, Piper, obviously, I think she's bisexual.
And I don't know, maybe other not that important characters?
Let me know down below, who do you think is part of the LGBTQ plus community that Rick hasn't confirmed as canon yet? Hunger Games, yes or no?
Yes, I like the trilogy, but no, I would not like the Hunger Games to be like something we did in real life.
And then number 5, future video ideas, and honestly, I'm planning on making a video about Percy Jackson movie adaptations. But other than that, I don't know, I might rank some other stuff. Let me know down below what video ideas you want me to make. Like, whether they're in the Percy Jackson universe or about books in general, please let me know down below because sometimes coming up with ideas is hard. That's the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope that you know at least a little bit more about me from this video, and please leave a like if you like this. Subscribe if you haven't already, though I think if you're watching this video, it means you're subscribed. Please click that bell button so you get notifications every time I post. I post videos just like this one, except not at all, twice a week, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!